Morning, everybody. This is Josh. I'm out with Cookie, short for Cookie Crisp. You can see she's got some chow in her because she's got those little spots on her tongue. We're headed out for a walk. You know, we're gonna do some basic stuff this morning, but we present ourselves with a threshold. So what I'm going to be doing is continuing to ask for respect as we have this whole program so far with thresholds. Any door, crate door, house door, door to the outside world. Now this one's a tough one because this one, they all know, is the one that gets you off from the property. So what she needs to do is remain in a sit and don't get up until I say. She's already in a sit, so if she gets up, I'm going to say no, tap on the e-collar and ask her to sit, okay? In the meantime, I'm gonna experiment with triggers here, okay? Hang on, I only got 2 hands here. Here's a trigger, the sound of this. See how the ears move forward? She's interested in that. So that's my first trigger. So if you're doing this for the first time with a dog, if your dog's in a sit and you go, bing, they're likely to just step up right there. And you say no, and you tap on the e-collar and you tell them to sit. Until this is no longer a problem. Right? Okay. And then the next step is actually opening the door. Okay, let me try to get this so you can see my numbers. Okay, here we are. Open the door. Big trigger for her. Good girl. She didn't go though. No. The e-collar is on. Sit. Good girl. And now we don't go out the door. We shut it. Remember this, when you're working on this stuff, you always repeat the scene. Good girl. Open it up. Good. Much better this time. Less focus outside, more on me. Good girl. Break. And I reward that one by giving her what we both desire, which is to go through the door. Okay? Now, the next step is, I haven't told her to walk and heel, but I'm going to start correcting her if she starts going out ahead of me with these little reminders on the 6 here on the e-collar. As we're heading up the trail. Good girl, she's doing good. If she can make it with me up this hill, I would give her a potty break by releasing her. So this is like I'm streamlining commands. I didn't give it to her, but I'm expecting her to be aware enough that if, tap, tap, if I have her on a leash, tap, 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 and I'm going out the door, that means not to pull me. Going up on my numbers because now we're in a more stimulating environment. Let's try this. Okay. This number's not giving me much. Sit. Always adjust your collars if you see that your dog's not feeling it. Okay, so I adjusted the collar and now we got a better connection. We're on a 17. Usually I would have the e-collar in the hand that's holding the camera. Okay? And this is not how I use the e-collar, but this is for your guys' learning purpose. So I'm going to show you when I start using the e-collar. I got my leash nice and short, which means if I were to move my wrist, it engages the prong. She feels that. I can move her backwards, see? She pulls against it, but I can move her back. First concept any dog needs to learn is that when they feel this engaged, if they don't start slowing their roll, the e-collar taps begin. So the way that this works is as she's going out ahead of me, I'm going to engage the prong and then start tapping on the e-collar and moving her back. And then once she gets back here, I release the prong and the e-collar pressure, okay? And so this is the basic concept. The only thing that changes is your numbers. See how she's going out in front of me? That 17, she's feeling it better now. That 17 stops tapping as soon as she gets by my side and stops fighting. So don't stop the tapping until she stops pulling, right? So watch. Tap, tap. Good. Release everything. No tapping, no prong. So the prong and the e-collar work as one unit. As soon as it tightens, there's a tap. See? And usually that tap happens at the same time as a little pop like that. So it would be tap, 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 tap. Okay? She's more tuned in. So I'm going to dial my numbers down a little bit. There we go. That 12 did it. Good girl. One tap and she started to move back to that position. You see how that's working? So As I pop, I'm tapping. And then I stop right there in that moment of her just relaxing back there. Then she goes back out and you go again, okay? This is the idea of how to teach the position. Okay? Now I'm turning. If she doesn't turn with me, tap, pop. That's always my pattern. I tap on the e-collar, I pop on the prong. So it's tap, pop, tap, pop, tap, pop. The only thing that changes is the intensity. How high is the number on here and how firm is the pop on the leash, right? Okay, so now that she's starting to stabilize here in this position, I'm gonna start setting her up by speeding up, slowing down, and as soon as she's out in front, tap, pop. Get her to stabilize again, meaning she doesn't need leash guidance. She's right in that right position. And then trick her again. Slow down. Boom, tap, pop. Good girl. Good girl. Praise for eye contact, of course. And we're going to keep doing this until I can't trick her anymore. Tap, pop. That was an error. Right? This is how it's done. Tap, pop. Right? And if your dog keeps going out, keeps losing attention, the thing that needs to change to give her more motivation is the number. So let's try a 20. Tap, pop. Set her up again, tap, pop. And I do these little movements. See, I do these movements to create engagement. I move away, tap, pop. I sneak away without her knowing. Tap, pop, right? You seeing how I'm doing this? Watch what's gonna happen is I'm not gonna have to tap anymore. See, look, she's following me, look. Good, I don't have to tap and pop anymore. And she learns if she follows me, that sensation never turns on. You see, the sensation is not turning on. I'm not using it, watch. She's just following. Yes, it's a sloppy follow, and I can clean that up as soon as I turn the camera off and have both hands. But that's the basic concept. Tap, and then pop them back where they need to go. And then don't stop giving them leash guidance until they stabilize, okay? That's why you see me kind of back here just doing these little pops, and then as soon as I feel a nice soft body, I release, and that's why she's back here. I don't just tap and pop and then stop everything. No, any jumping like that, just start giving a little firm correction for that. You have the ability with just a little pop on the prong. Because we don't want jumping. And now, after that jump, which was the ditch effort to try to get out of the situation, after the correction for that, naturally her walk's going to be a little bit nicer. You know, she's going to be like, okay, that didn't work. I guess I'll just play this game. Okay, so now she's walking fairly nicely. Going down on my numbers now, because we always go down in our numbers once the dog starts to soften. Right there. Okay. We got 11. Oh, this walk's feeling so much better now. So much better. My arm's able to be smooth. She's behind me. She's not trying to go out anymore, you see? So it's like we're 5 minutes in. And because I was consistent, it didn't work the first couple of corrections. The system has to be consistent. There can't be holes in your system, otherwise the dog takes the risk. Starts to gamble. Good girl. See what happens when I stop? Nice. That was a walk. Good girl. With Cookie that got improved within 5 minutes, right? Maybe 6 minutes, somewhere around there. Good girl.